everybody. I'm going to share some travel tips to Albania with all of you today. I have resident rights in the UK and recently I managed to go to Dubai to see some of my family, and on my way back I came from Albania. To go to Albania, the tip number one is that you need a UK resident right or an ILR. So if you have any of those, and if you've traveled from Pakistan or from Dubai, you would be able to come to Albania. You will not need any separate visa. If you don't have any of that, you will need Schengen visa. People who have got resident rights in Dubai, they are also exempt from Albanian visa, so they don't need visa as well. So that's the tip number one. You need a visa, a valid visa of UK which you have traveled once before. The travel tip number two would be, for Albania, of course, it's a very cheap country and it's quite affordable, and it's a very pleasant country as well to travel to, but it's driven by cash economy, so your credit cards won't work. So if you are planning to go to Albania, you should carry cash. You can carry euro or you can carry Albanian lek. Now, I would recommend take 500 to 1000 euro if you are a solo traveler, and depending on your need, you can increase that amount and multiply it by the number of people. But of course, if you're traveling in a group, you can break the cost as well. But that's more than sufficient for your entire journey in Albania. I would say when you take cash to Albania, take euros, but don't change all of it. When you arrive in Albania airport, you change only 100 euro, and then when you reach the city, there are a lot of exchanges all around in the city. You can just exchange on as needed basis. You don't need to change all of your euros. So that's my very useful tip number two, that you need to carry cash. Also, on that point, the Albanian ATM machines charge you 500 Albanian lek to take out any cash, and of course your bank will charge you as well the exchange rate, so I wouldn't recommend taking out a lot of cash from Albanian ATMs. So yeah, carry your euro. The third tip is the flights. Of course, I booked the flight from Dubai. So to go to Tirana International Airport, it cost me around 230 pounds in the day. It can go up to 300 as well, depending on the day and the time of your flight. I didn't need a COVID test because Albania didn't require people traveling from Dubai. I'm not sure about people traveling from Pakistan, but you might need that from Pakistan. When we arrived in Albania, the immigration officer just asked why you are here, and then immigration was very smooth. Very small airport. I went in, then I took a taxi. That's my travel tip number three. So taxi, you would need to download an app of a speed taxi, or you can just WhatsApp them. And then you book them in advance they normally take 35 minutes and 30 minutes before they will come and pick you up. Airport taxi has fixed rates. You can go to city center in 2,500 Albanian lek. That's the fixed price of the taxis which you can pick up from the airport. Tip number four is that you need a local SIM card. My UK SIM card didn't work there, so I took a SIM card which was around 15 euro from the airport itself. It was a Vodafone SIM card. There was another company, but I have been using Vodafone. I was familiar with that from the UK, so I bought that. It has enough data to last your entire journey, and it has got plenty of minutes. You need that to use Google Translate. And because a lot of people don't speak English there, they understand some of it but not much, so you will need that help with the Google Translate or showing them the picture or the address in your phone. So it's very important you have a local SIM. Okay, as well as of course for calling taxi, you will need that as well. So that's my tip number four. Tip number five is that you need to hire a car That's the most easier way that you can commute in Albania, because otherwise you'll have to use bus or rely on taxis. Taxis, as I said, they are quite expensive, and so buses are cheap. If you are good with traveling, is that you hire a car. The car hiring situation can be very tough because there's a lot of tourists at the moment in Albania, so make sure that you get the package as early as you can. If you're traveling with family and children, that's the best way to travel. If you want to travel out of the city, then there are buses. You can book the buses. It will take around 1300 euro, 1300 lek, Albanian lek, to 1500 Albanian lek to take you out of the city into the other cities. It normally is quite cheap way to travel, and it's convenient as well. If you have children, of course, I will still recommend that you book a car for yourself if you tend to drive. But otherwise, you can use the bus. I've seen people in the bus with children as well, so it's not that you can't. But of course, it's more comfortable to have your own car, and then you can stop at little spots to see the small, sizes where bus would not stop, and you can have a journey around a more scenic route. So that's what you can do. I stayed in the city center where all the attractions are, like Pyramid of Tirana, Skandex Square, Toptani Mall, Bunk Art. They're all within the walking distance. You can take that walk yourself, but it depends. My hotel cost me around 30 euro per night, and the other one I stayed later on cost me only 16 euro per night, and it had good facility. It was a bed and breakfast. I didn't want anything fancy for myself because I was traveling solo. I already had my actual holiday in Dubai. So I would recommend that if you want to just hire an apartment rather than a hotel, because that's more convenient for the whole family, and it's more friendly environment. You can manage it on your own, and they are cheaper as well. So apartment rather than a hotel, I would recommend for them. And sometimes solo travelers as well, really, they are more cheap. And so suit yourself according to that. What else I need to tell you about? So places outside the country, outside Tirana to see would be Saranda Beach. You should spend 2 to 3 days there because it has a lot of sightseeing. You can go to Casmil Beach, which is around 30 minutes. The bus takes you there. I think it runs every 30 minutes to an hour, and on way back from Casmil it's only hourly bus. So if you're not traveling by car, you can use that. It's a 5.5-hour journey to Saranda from Tirana. I put Tirana as my base because there's not a lot of transportation option, and I was driving, so I wanted to be in Tirana for my departure close to the time that I need to be there. So Albanian people are really friendly. Is about the food. So you need to have halal food. There are plenty of options. Captain Chicken is one. The TFC Chicken is another one. There are a lot of halal shops in the city center that you can use. So I would recommend that you use them. Go there, walk there, sit there. It's very, very friendly for all the Muslims. It has a lot of Islamic culture and history. Of course, they're not practicing anymore after the communism, but there are a lot of things in terms of Ottoman architecture and heritage to see. I would think you will love Albania. I love the people there. I made a lot of friends. They were very friendly. I didn't get lost anywhere. I didn't feel harassed. I felt really, really comfortable. Being a solo female traveler, it was the very good journey. I feel so safe there. And I haven't seen a lot of solo female travelers. I did meet a girl who was also traveling from Pakistan. We became friends, but I think they're still not open to females being on their own alone as a traveler from outside. But in the city, there were a lot of females who were traveling and going here and there about their daily business. So you should be okay even if you're a solo traveler. Leave comments in the comment box or ask me any question if you have. I will be more than happy to answer all the questions. Happy journey. And on your way back, you will need a COVID test, which you will need to get at the airport. Just reach there 5 hours before your flight and you would be okay. They give the results in an hour, and it will cost you around, I think it was 1500 leak, but you should be okay, and fly safe back from there. You take British Airways or Wizz Airway to come back, and you will have no problem with immigration at the UK. All right, bye. Thank you for watching.